Hello folks, welcome to another entry in the SAS tutorial series. In this video, we will be covering how to make tables with PROC TABULATE. Tables are a common feature of scientific articles, reports, and other documents that report quantitative data. We can use PROC TABULATE to quickly put together tables and make our data accessible. Let's dive in. First, we'll load in our data and quickly clean up the activity variable. Let's make a table so that we can compare systolic blood pressure by activity level between our intervention arms. We begin with a call to PROC TABULATE and passing in our data. Next, we need to use the class statement. This tells SAS which categorical variables we will be using. In this case, int and activity. Then we use the var statement to tell SAS we will be using the SBP numerical variable. Now we can set up our table statement. This statement accepts the names of variables and statistics that will make up the rows and columns of our table. Let's set up our rows. We just want the intervention arm here, so we will specify int and then a comma. Then we move on to our columns. We want the SBP split up by activity level, so we input activity asterisk SBP. You can think of the asterisk character as telling SAS to split up the next variable by the levels of the first one. Let's run this and see what we get. There's definitely room for improvement here. In our next call to tabulate, we simply add another asterisk and mean to the end of our table statement. This tells the procedure to compute the mean instead of the sum. Let's run this. Much better, but the labels still seem clunky. To clean up our labels, we can use the equal sign followed by a string in quotes to change the behavior. For int, we can write out intervention arm in quotes to change the label. Likewise for activity level. If we want tabulate to skip the label entirely, we can just leave a space character surrounded by quotes, like with SBP and mean. Let's run this. Much more readable. Thank you for your attention. That covers what you will need to know to begin working with PROC TABULATE. The table statement takes practice to understand, so I recommend reading the documentation and experimenting on your own to see how the procedure behaves. To start, try switching the rows and columns of this table and see how it changes.